Guys.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Esteemed colleagues, honorable members of this august chamber, today is a defining moment and an unprecedented one. It is my honor to report to this august body the result of the committee's investigation relative to the motu proprio action of the Committee on Ethics and Privileges on the matter of the acts of Representative Arnulfo Arnie A. Tibis Jr. of the 3rd District of Negros Oriental, constituting disorderly behavior and violative of the Code of Conduct. We all know that our colleague has been imposed by this august body the penalty of 60 days suspension last 22 March 2023 for disorderly behavior. After service of the penalty, our colleague, Representative A. Tebes Jr., remains abroad, fails to perform his duties and responsibilities as member of the House of Representatives, and commits acts detrimental to the House of Representatives and its members. Hence, the committee, for the second time around, exercised its motu proprio authority to assume jurisdiction over his continuous unauthorized absences in the House of Representatives. As the guardian of the moral foundation of our institution, where our purpose is to protect and maintain the dignity, integrity, and reputation of our institution, the committee exercises its authority to recommend any action or remedial measures that will vindicate the authority and dignity of the House of Representatives. As a public officer, Representative A. Tibis Jr. is held to higher ethical standards because public office is a public trust. It is crucial for a public official to uphold the public trust to remain in public service. The acts of Representative A. Tebes Jr. cast serious doubts upon his ability to maintain the trust and perform his duties with integrity and uprightness expected for a public official. As the chairperson of the Committee on Ethics and Privileges and the designated person to sponsor its committee report, we present this august body the committee's recommendation on the aforementioned case after conducting a rigid and exhaustive investigation that started on the 23 May 2023 and concluded on 29 May 2023. After having notified and warned Representative A. Tibis Jr., and after 2 meetings and an intensive, arduous investigation, the members of the committee have carefully analyzed and scrutinized the evidence submitted and presented before the committee, as well as the testimonies of our resource persons from other government agencies became the basis of the committee report. It is important to emphasize that the committee has exercised prudence and a high degree of restraint in recommending sanctions against Representative A. Tibis Jr., recognizing the significance of fair treatment and due process, and a due deference to the people of the 3rd District of Negros Oriental. The committee has carefully considered the circumstances surrounding Representative A. Tibis Jr.'s actions and has not rushed to judgment or resorted to extreme measures in response to his transgressions. Instead, it has taken a measured approach, taking into account the gravity, frequency of Representative A. Tibis Jr.'s misconduct. Indeed, the outcome of this investigation was on the basis of substantial evidence that is corroborated with testimonial and documentary pieces of evidence. The committee established these facts and circumstances during the investigation, and it is for this august chamber to decide whether or not to adopt our recommendation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Committee on Ethics and Privileges hereby find that the unauthorized absences of Representative Arnie Tibis Jr., aggravated by his act of seeking political asylum in Timor-Leste, resulted in his failure to perform his duties as House member under Section 7, Rule 2, and violated the Code of Conduct as set forth in Section 142, Paragraph A and B, Rule 20 of the Rules of the House of Representatives. His action and all its consequences have compromised the integrity of the House of Representatives and constitute disorderly behavior warranting disciplinary action. After a thorough discussion and deliberation, the Committee on Ethics and Privileges recommends to the House of Representatives the imposition of the following penalties. 1, a 60-day suspension for violation of Section 142, Paragraph A and B of the Rules of the House of Representatives and for disorderly behavior. As a consequence, all his rights and privileges as member of the House of Representatives covering the said period are likewise suspended. And 2, the forfeiture of all committee memberships of Representative Arnulfo Arnie A. Tibis Jr. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues.
Thank you, Chairman Filipones Pares. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we adopt the findings and recommendations contained in Committee Report number 660, and for this purpose direct the Secretary General to call the roll of members for nominal voting.
With 285 members voting in the affirmative, 0 against, and 1 negative, 1 abstentions. The findings and recommendations contained in Committee Report number 660 is now, Committee Report is now adopted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, in the interest of the people of the 3rd District of Negros Oriental, and in view of the adoption of the findings and recommendations contained in the report of the Committee on Ethics, I move that we designate the Honorable Speaker Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez as the legislative caretaker of the 3rd District of Negros Oriental, starting today, May 31, 2023, until July 30, 2023. So moved, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection? The chair is none.